Made 2 more batches too, Joseph, of wax melts last night.
Oh, nice.
Yes! Wax melts. Alright, guys, welcome back. So, I do have a couple of announcements. So first off, this one is time sensitive. With us going live on February 16th, 2022, the Ethereum Denver conference is currently going on. If any of my peeps have been traveling to Denver or are in Denver and attending the conference, or even if you're not attending the conference but you're in the Denver area, hit me up. Totally open for hanging out and like having a friendly face amidst all that chaos. Because I have no idea what I'm doing, but that's fine. And then also looking at the forward and the future and the planning ahead within the next couple of months. I should be able to be open to doing more one-shots or starting the second campaign. If I do one-shots, it will be the fabulous Alien RPG. I'm so excited. I'm ridiculously excited. So if that is something you guys want to be a part of, then be sure to be on the Discord and tagged as one of the VIPs, so that way you guys will get the 411 on all of the updates. But with that being said, do you guys have any announcements besides Amberly? You are starting your wax melts.
Yes, for my business. It is not officially registered yet. I will let you know when it is, but I'm starting to build out all the stock for it. So if there's anything anybody wants specifically, so I've been doing wax melts. I have bath salts, makeup, milk baths, all sorts of stuff that I have in the works. I have a 10-pound gallon of powdered milk coming in this week. So...
All right. Anyone else have anything new and exciting?
No. Good.
Okay. All right. I guess let's roll into it then. For a weekly drug dose. I mean, wait, what? Hold on.
What? We don't advertise drugs here.
All right. So, last time on Stars of the Sovereignty, you guys killed a whole village. In essence. In a nutshell. You guys had finally made it to Ulholm and found that there were, uncared for remains that were possessed and altered, and you're also finding that the whole region seems to be drained of life and turning into ash. And when last we left off, you guys had cleared the town. Zunori performed the very important ritual of recycling bodies back to the Aether so they can't be repossessed and used for heavens knows what. And yeah, so that's where we left off. With also poor Zach, who's gone through some serious shit. He's gonna need counseling for life.
Yeah.
And Aya is writing Natters. So you guys are headed westbound out of home. It is early afternoon. Um, there's no weather either. There's no wind. There's no clouds. There is a heavy haze that kind of matches the same color as the rest of the environment, which is pretty much colorless.
Silent Hill.
Oh no! Oh no! That's a different chapter, sir.
Oh, wait, whoa.
Eh.
Love it.
Sometimes foreshadowing is relatively obvious.
Obvious foreshadowing is obvious.
So we're heading westbound. Who's leading the way?
Yes, I can.
I'll watch.
Don't everybody speak up at once.
I'll watch the back.
Yeah,
I'll
okay.
be second, but I'll scout around. We're just trudging through plains at the moment, right? Like it's not forested land. It's kind of a bit like farmland.
That is correct. It is mostly all farmlands. There are some trees and some remains of rivers. Not super big lit rivers, but definitely man-made for the purposes of irrigation or redirected to maximize the crop space. There are some rolling hills. And then in the distance that you guys are traveling, you do see the shadows or the silhouettes of mountain peaks.
And everything's still pretty much like colorless, right?
Yes. Yep, either
So we're
colorless or
heading
losing
towards the
color.
mountains.
Yep, correct. And you guys are on not a well-traveled path, but it's definitely been traveled enough to that there is a path westbound.
Well, I'm gonna keep detect magic going and just kind of keep my eyes out for anything, for any aether I can see.
I'm gonna need you to make a Constitution saving throw, and actually you as well, Aya.
Oh, dang.
Oh, that's good. Hold on. That is a 21.
Said Constitution.
Correct.
Yeah, saving throw.
18.
All right. So, Chris, as you're, trying to look out and scope through the aether, it almost, for a second there, it almost felt like you were about to get pulled in, like you were about to get sucked in because of the lack of aether surrounding you. And,
You're talking about me, right?
Correct.
Okay.
And that's where you were able to pull yourself back in and be like, oh, wait a second. But yeah, the lack of aether, the lack of magic that you normally see, whether it's in the plants or in the life inhabiting nearby, or, people walking around, you even see, aether surrounding distant houses if there's a magic user in there. All of that is quiet. All of that is lacking. And that does unnerve your character quite a bit.
I guess I'll relay that to Zenori. Like, hey, it feels like it's trying to like pull my aether out the closer we get.
Do I hear this?
I mean, I'm calling to Zenori and you're behind him, and I'm all the
Alright,
way in
yeah.
the back.
So it's like vacuous.
Almost.
Is it in any specific direction?
I get the feeling it's in the direction that we're going.
Suppose we're on the right track, but it might be dangerous to proceed, considering how you guys are quite tied in to the aether.
I'm not sure how I would word this, Rochelle, in mechanical terms, but basically, can I concentrate to figure out if it's happening to me as well on a level?
You may roll for insight.
Memento. Site. Tis 18.
Oh, okay. So you kind of feel what Soren is talking about, as you well know, all living things have some level of aether, but you are kind of feeling the same draining feeling. However, you get the sense that it definitely happens over a longer period of time. And with you guys on the move and you guys sticking together, you do feel security in that, and that you guys have this firm hold on each other, providing kind of that extra safety security net. The bonds of friendship.
Friendship. I'll turn to everyone and say, we best get this over and done with as quickly as we can. I think the draw will have an effect on us over a period of time.
I agree. I think we should pick up the pace.
Let's go.
Start speeding up towards the destination.
Ivana feels like she might want to fight this because it feels she has doubts. Just saying, like I doubt that we might even make it that much farther. And
so you think it's faster than?
I have a suspicion that it might be stronger the more we go, and I think we might want to be careful how far we go in because we still have to leave after. I don't want us to be stuck in the this vacuum if we go too far in, because we did talk about how if we go too far in, we should try and get out safely, at the very least.
Well, let's make this the recon then. We get in as close as we can, and we see what we see, and we get out again. We don't know how dangerous.
Yeah, if we start to feel like we've gone too far, we can always turn back, but I don't think we've gone far enough yet.
Mm-hmm.
Roll perception.
Right die. $21.
Oofta. Oof. Oof. All these good rolls so early on. All right, so high atop, Natter's back, as you are very much enjoying the flight. Not so much the scenery, but definitely enjoying the flight. Natter's kind of chitters for a little bit, and you see what he's chittering about 2 or 3 kilometers ahead of you guys. You see a squad of soldiers. And Eki and back, they are riding on back, as well as 2 priests leading them. You count about 8 in total. And Natter's chitters and is actually going to fly closer. Do you want him to do that, or do you want him to go back to the group?
Yeah, let him fly closer.
Okay. So...
I have a feeling I just made a mistake because she pulled out the dice.
I mean, everything's a gamble in this game.
Yep.
Alright, so Natters starts to fly a little bit closer in, but he does stay safe distance away, and he kind of circles around the group, and you do recognize the group's attire as similar to Zunori's. Their armor was similar to Zunori's, just having a little bit of different symbols and different colors. And the priests are watching you guys as you're circling around, and they seem to be just very stoic and attentive. But they continue on track, which is in your guys' direction. So they are coming from the west on the same road towards you guys.
Well, they're not dead, so that's a good sign.
Okay.
They're not
Perfect.
dead.
Let's go back and tell everyone.
All right. Natters understands your command and respects it fully, and takes you down and actually sits right on Zunori's shoulder.
Like a turducken of people. Anyways, there's actually people coming towards us. 8 soldiers, 2 priests, with armor kind of like yours, but not quite.
Oh shit.
Do you know these people?
We better hope that it's not the bad general, if that's what I think this is.
Oh no.
Zach's gonna chime in, and he's like, "Well, last I heard, he was still over in, Ixava." He's like, he's going through those plains on the other side of the forest, is what Zach's saying. You know, kind of like around the Orkney area, Orkney region.
Let's hope so, Zach. Let's hope so.
And he's
We
gonna
need
be,
some.
he's gonna be like,
Yeah.
do you know of any orders out this way?
I mean, they sent people out to check up on this, didn't they? And they didn't hear back?
This could be them, but let's just take caution. It's okay. Like, we can pretty much take knowledge in the fact that it's we'll be more well equipped after that, but some of them can make our situation a little bit harder, especially in the investigation sense, because they're hardheads.
And Zach's like, right. I hope you don't mind, sir. I think I'll just let you do the talking.
It's probably best, Zach.
And he kind of takes a half step, and now he's kind of like walking diagonal to your side. At the ready, but subordinate.
Sorry, I missed that. What happened? I'm serious. What
Good
happened?
morning, Moshi. Oh, no, that Zach was talking to Zunori.
Oh, him. Never mind.
That's definitely Moshi. Let's keep moving then.
You will run into him.
Well, seems that way since they're heading our way. So.
Yeah.
The more the merrier. More.
We could,
maybe
hopefully.
merrier.
get out of the way. We don't have to meet these guys.
Yes and no. I
I
mean,
mean, yes and no. It's a choice.
it is a choice. That's the point, though. Is that we don't
could-
know if they've
we
come
could wait.
from. Yeah,
We could wait and see if you recognize the sigil on them.
that's a good idea, actually. That's a good.
Moshi's
idea.
smart.
Hmm.
I trust his judgment.
Well, let's recon then. Same mission, different people, things.
Ivania, you want to look for a hiding spot for us?
I was gonna say, is there anywhere to hide out here? Because it's
We
like,
could-
We're
we
kind
need
of
to-
colorful.
wait,
That's-
you're a rock. We can hide behind you.
I'm not big
Please-
enough for all of
be-
you to hide behind me, but
Well,
Can I roll perception to see if
But,
there's
like-
anywhere we might be able to like duck behind, go prone, something?
You roll for investigation, and then Soren, I want you to roll another perception.
It was not a good roll.
16.
but wouldn't it be with advantage because
Oh,
we're
wait.
all looking?
True. Yes, with advantage.
So you can roll again.
Advantage.
15
Let's go.
on perception. Oh, do I roll again too?
Ah,
You're
I
good.
have the second
I'm
roll is
good.
much
I'm
nicer. It's
Alright.
19.
Yay! See, advantage.
There we go.
Yeah.
All right, so Vanya is peeking through a lot, or a couple of the nearby cricks, or where cricks used to be, and they're kind of full of ash. There are a couple of trees that are surrounding the cricks, and so Vanya's kind of walking around and trying to figure out just logistics. Sorn, you, as keeping your detect magic up from earlier, you do see that both of the priests are adept magic users at this point. They are starting to get a lot closer, and you can see their aether from here, obviously against the nothingness that you've been staring at.
They might be able to see us regardless, but I feel like we could try hiding anyway.
What is the
Couldn't
code?
I go into my bag of holding and Moshi could go in her bag of holding? And then, as long as we're not hiding too long, then you have less people to hide. And I'm one of the most colorful people.
I can, if you do that, we hide the bags and I turn into a rock.
Exactly.
I might need Zenori out with me, so that he can actually see the sigils as we had planned.
Mm-hmm.
So that leaves me, Zach, and Zonori, and
Zach.
going outside.
We could fit multiple people inside of the big bag of holding.
But it's less air. How long are they
We're
going
not
to
going to
take
be
to walk
waiting
by?
for an hour. We can already. They're coming close. We need to make a decision.
I can go in my tiny bag of holding.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, fine. Zach can come in mine.
There you go.
For God's sake. Don't make me
How
regret
many
this.
people can we fit in there?
Then do a Vanya and Zach in Moshi's bag, and then me, Zenori, and Moshi will be just outside.
Oh, I don't have to share. Okay, cool.
There you go. Yeah,
Wow.
just looking out for you, dude.
All right. Where are you guys going to be doing this? Are you guys behind the set of trees next to the creek?
I think so.
Okay.
And I'm gonna. I guess I'll provide a little extra cover if I'll just be a rock. I'll be next to one of the trees for those two to hide behind.
All right. So let me get this straight. Moshi and Zenori and you are out. You're rock mode. And then Aya's in her bag of holding.
If Vanya and Zach are in the other one.
Okay. Okay. Now, I need... Oh, how do I want to do this? Phew. Hold on. They're coming! Need to make a decision quickly. Let me see. Let me check everyone's stats real quick. Oh. Oh, okay. Tsunori, I'm gonna need you to make the stealth check for the group.
Oh, that's not good, man.
Oh no.
I'm a cleric in heavy clad armor. Pray for that nat 20.
Moshi, you have the option to sneak separately.
Wait, where are we sneaking?
To sneak
Outside
to
of the room.
hide from them as they're passing by.
Oh, okay. So I just
Roll for
roll
stealth.
for sneak. Got it.
Sneak.
Actually rolled a 19.
Nice.
So what is that, dexterity or something?
Yes, that is Dex.
Okay.
Yours is
And if you have proficiency,
+6.
you'd add that. Yeah.
Where are you? Oh, wait, I have +6
Yeah.
because it's a.
You're a rogue.
I don't understand this.
You probably have proficiency in
It's
stealth.
one of your proficiencies. So when you look at your skill list,
Ooh.
yep, you see it. +6.
I can't play this game. Okay, I got a 21 then.
Oh, that's still not bad. All right, so I presume, as the DM, that in the event of Zunori and Soren being sighted, that Moshi will attempt to continue to hide. So you do have that option with that roll to continue to hide from sight separate from them.
Okay.
And who is holding the bags of holding?
Zenori, right? Or wait,
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. Unless you can curl up with one of them.
it's Moshi's bag. So
I mean, I could take mine, I guess.
Zenori gets the tiny one.
Mine is extra tiny, so like regardless of who holds it, like
Little pouch on my belt.
There we go.
Love it.
Alright, now Zunori, I need you to roll for investigation. And Soren, I want you to roll another I want you to roll a history check.
Oh gosh. Whoa.
Nat.
How did that not go in?
Nat 20.
Ah,
Nice.
yes.
And this is
there it
history.
is.
This is a history check. That was a nat
Correct.
19 plus 5. 24.
So, the group of soldiers is... and Natters is in one of the trees and he's tucked away.
Natter's got it easy.
He's an owl. Comes naturally. So Soren, you notice as they are coming closer to you guys, their aether, their magic that, from your detect magic is very similar to the priests in the Memorial Gardens and from the ceremony. Zunori, as they come closer, you see that their sigils are that of the High Command of Astromeria. So, the High Command of the realm, of the Dark Realm, is their sigils. And you can use your nat 20 to introduce yourself however you wish.
Oh, sweet.
I'm going to pretty much walk up, put myself into sight, and pull my sword from its belt and hold it up in the air from the scabbard. So being non-threatening and showing that I'm a part of the RD there, or yeah. And I'll say, hail.
All right, the priests slow their little envoy, and they're like, "Hail, soldier! What are you doing out here? He's not one of ours, is he?" And he kind of looks over his shoulder at one of the other ones, and he's like, "He's not one of ours, is he?" And they're like, "No, he's different regiment." He's like, "What are you doing out here, soldier?"
On mission from Orknoy to investigate the happenings. Seems that there's more happening than what was first previously, assumed.
And he's like, that is safe to say. Did you just come from Olholm? It's
Yes.
really the only
The actual town, yes.
And they're like, what was its condition?
Yeah, to put it in perspective, the entire town has effectively been recycled.
And you took care of that.
I did.
And they're like, well, we certainly can't thank you enough for that. We were ordered to go check it out ourselves, and if it had,
Who's your commanding officer?
we cannot say that at this time. But I'd be happy to bring you to him for your services in Olholm. It's the least we can do, but we are ordered to keep a tight lip.
Understandable.
And seeing as how you guys took care of our mission for us, we'd be happy to escort you back to the camp.
And where is your camp?
And the second priest chimes in, and she's like, "Oh, about like half day that way, and now we have to go half day all the way back because you guys finished it for us. Actually, I'm not gonna complain." And she just kind of trails off and titters on with one of the other soldiers in there. And it's just like, yeah. Yes, we'd be happy to escort you back to our military camp, and you can speak with our commanding officer at that point.
All right, no problem.
Wait, sorry. I forgot I was muted. I was like, blah. Wait a second. So.
Can they see us?
Wait, why were they coming again?
They were gonna go take care of Volhome.
Oh.
Where we just cleared out.
And they were sent by some mysterious dude.
By their commander, yeah.
Whoever the hell that is, and that's why Zunori's like, yeah, I want to go back with them because I want to figure out who.
Is it to the west?
Well, it's also a half day in the direction that we were heading.
Yeah.
And they're willing to take us.
Okay. Oh. Well, him.
Well,
yes, at this point they are singularly talking to Zunori.
They're gonna turn around every once in a while and be like, "This rock looks familiar."
It's moving. It's following us. I'm solid snaking it.
It's a half day. We can't stay in the bags.
Oh my god.
Yeah. They still don't notice you guys. They're pretty focused on Zunori as to even what in the fuck is doing randomly out there. But yeah,
we could sneakily follow, like we could.
I don't know if
it still doesn't change the fact that we can't stay in the bags for half a day.
Yeah. No, I know, but we can take everybody out when everybody gets a distance away, and follow at a distance. If we don't want to tell them.
Let's see where their conversation takes them.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this is a thought that has occurred to Zunori. What do we do about, there's more than just me?
Yeah.
No pressure, Zunori.
Is Sorn's inside? Are you not?
No, I'm rock mode.
He's a rock.
Next to a tree.
Covered in a little bit of ash by now.
And you're hidden near him, aren't you, Moshi?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to walk back to where Sorn is. Check to make sure that nobody's following me up to where I am.
They can see you. They haven't noticed them yet, but they're probably about 20 feet from the road.
Right, yeah. No, that's good. I'm pretty much I'm going to walk up to Sorn, give him a knock, and turn to Moshi's turn my voice towards Moshi's direction, say, "Do not show yourself. Sorn, show yourself." And I'll reach into the pouch.
Fine then.
I've got a plan, trust.
Right.
And I'll reach into the bag of holding and pull out Aya. And I'll say to everyone pretty much at the same time, I'll be like, "They appear to be who they say they are, but I smell shit."
Huh?
I guess I'll come out of rock mode as he's.
I'm gonna pop out those fake cakes because I absolutely can in this situation, and I have to take advantage of it.
Does that mean I'm coming out too? Was that?
No, that's
still in the bag.
Next
You're in
thing I was
Moshi's
gonna
bag
say.
still.
Oh,
Yeah, you're still with me.
Pretty much, Moshi. I'll say to Moshi as well. I say, "Stay out of sight, and when we get enough of a distance away, get Avanya and Zach out of the bag, and keep a close eye on things. And if things go south, at least we have a backup plan."
And Moshi's just happy we don't have to use the get the cat out of the bag. Cat's already out of the bag.
Oh, missed opportunity.
And I'll turn back and walk back towards the group, and I'll say, "Excuse me for my secretiveness. There was no guarantee as to who he could have been. But this is the rest of my companions.
Roll
float up
insight
behind
real
him.
quick.
It's not great. Insight is 14.
I also need you to roll for deception.
Oh yeah. I don't know if that's any good. No, it's not.
Can he roll with advantage because I'm there? I caused a distraction.
He is still.
think it's a
He's the
stretch.
one trying to lie. So.
I'm sorry, I have really good deception.
No, it's all good. Oh, goodness gracious. It's not great at all. How does the mechanic of deception work? Is it a roll against insight, Ryan? How does that work again?
What?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, you figured that out. I'm gonna go and fly over, be like, here, have a flower to both of the priests. I'm gonna start talking to them. Distraction with your lie.
What was the roll, Zunari?
It was 8. It's terrible.
All right.
Not to derail this, but look at this piece of cheesecake my dad just gave me.
Oh,
Oh, beautiful.
Like,
I want some.
Are those raspberries?
oh my god, they are. I just have to share
fat
this.
raspberry.
Sorry.
Yawn.
Continue.
I will after you take a bite on all of our behalfs.
All right. This is for everyone.
Oh.
oh, delicious.
Okay. Whew.
All right.
It was a food thirst trap. All right, so the priests are gonna kind of chuckle and they're gonna interact with you, and they're gonna be like, "When we were coming in, we saw you and a few others talking on the road." And he's like, "But we understand your hesitation. You guys are welcome as allies and as guests.
They see everyone,
They saw everyone on the side of the road as from the distance when they were coming in.
so they didn't see me.
Oh, they saw everyone. And
Oh.
Zunori's not a good liar, so they put 2 and 2 together.
Yeah,
So, are we busted or not?
pretty much.
No, you're in the
much
bag. You're in the bag. Hold on.
Hold on.
I'm not coming out of hiding. Just so you know.
Okay.
Just lie again and say that they refused to deal with them and ran away.
That's true.
Running out of air, dear.
I'm gonna say to the priests, actually, I'll walk back up to them and say, which direction did you come from? Do you not feel the vacuous energy pull out here?
And they're like, "We do very much. We have a crafter at our camp, and the crafter has been helping to keep us attuned and safe while we
Very
continue our
interesting.
investigations."
Which crafter?
Yeah.
Oh, shoot, I have her name. Hold on. Karamai. And you recognize her name as she is one of the crafters that frequents Ardile.
Mm-hmm.
Frequents Ardile, not stationed in Ardile. She
Yeah.
frequents Ardile.
Okay.
Could this be the one that gave Zach his tattoos?
Even those freaking tattoos, yo.
I want them.
Give them
How do you spell Caramine? Caramine.
K-A-R-A.
Whoa, whoa. Okay.
Hold on, I'm gonna put it in the Twitch chat. Hold on.
Okay. I was half kidding. Oh, the Twitch chat?
Oh, I can put it in the Discord chat too.
Yo,
That's
I don't
okay.
have any of that up.
Okay,
'Cause
hold on.
that's too many windows open. My
Caramel,
computer's only too
okay.
big. Or
So
only
I
so
put it
big.
in the Discord chat for you.
Thank you.
Yeah, but they're like, we thought it best to have strong magic users during this investigation.
Yes. We'll lead on then. We'll see what we can find out with our find information.
Okay, and before they go to turn, they're like, "Are you gonna get the rest of your companions?"
Oh, fine. I come out of hiding and I open the bag.
Vanya rolls out.
I'm like,
gasping for
shake
air.
it. Zach rolls
Mushi's
out too.
like, ah.
And Zach kind of does like this clumsy tumble, and then he stands immediately up and he's like,
Put your hand down. God.
Vanya clumsily makes this introduction. Hi, I'm Vanya. Nice to meet you guys.
And the priest will politely bow to everyone. And hold on. Nope, that's right. The initial priest that was doing the talking introduces himself as Adis. And he's like, and this is my sister, Aleph. And I'll put their names in the chat as well. Adis and they're like, we are priests of the Hall of the Memory, particularly for ceremonies, which is why we were tasked to investigate Olholm and take care of it if need be. So thank you again for that. And they do turn everyone around, and the two soldiers stay up, and they're kind of like walking on the outskirts, walking outside of the road with their Egurans. They're still on horseback. The other four are behind the group, and the priests have Edith has jumped down like a gentleman, where Aleph is still talking with the one soldier on the side, and she's just like, she don't even care.
Is aloof.
She is very aloof. Her and
That's
Moshi
how
would get
I
along
remember her
well.
Oh, I don't know about that.
if they would ever talk to each other. No, kidding. Yeah, I put their names in the Discord chat as well.
How many soldiers did they have with them, actually?
6.
8.
8 total. 8 people total.
Oh, okay.
8 Egurans total. Yep.
I'll speak to Adis and say it's really lucky that you came with this entourage, because there was a bit of resistance walking into the town, namely of the undead kind.
And he's like, yes, please do tell. It's like, we didn't have good reports going in.
Surprised you had reports.
I'll like elbow Moshi.
Why, we're almost dead.
God damn it,
I'm just super. Oh, fine.
And I'll say it was. I don't know how long it's been like this. Possibly weeks, possibly months. But it seems that the residents were the ones who were. What's the word? Infected, for lack of a better term. I guess I can't think of the word right now. And were raised into abominations and undead creatures.
Took forever to kill.
He's not lying.
Adis will
Substance
just
was
kind
natural
of
too, so
Adis will nod, and he's like, we see it on smaller scales. Someone gets lost in the woods and attacked by a garage, and another disembodied soul just comes by and is like, hey, there's a vessel. And he was like, so we see it in smaller, smaller cases, but the thought and the speculation that it was an entire village was extremely concerning.
Yes, it was concerning to see. Hopefully, the ritual I performed was enough to send the spirits on their journey.
He's like, if you are worried about that, we can go back out after we deliver you to the camp. And
please.
All right.
Please do that. Because I'm a cleric, but I'm of smaller caliber.
And the roll perception real quick.
That's pretty good. Shake perception. I should remember these things. 21.
You hear Aleph kind of, you heard her joking and stuff with the other soldier, but she's got one ear on you guys as she's like, that sounds like your opinion. And continues on joking with me. But Adis was unaware of that comment, and he's like, well, clerics and memory priests do follow a lot of the same lessons. So he's like, but we can always go back and double check, and that's not an issue. But your service is greatly appreciated. I imagine, especially by those affected.
Yes, that would be very gracious. What else?
Oh my god, this is so boring. Are we walking at the same time as all this?
Yeah. We're
okay,
we're
thank God.
Yeah. It's a journey. I guess the last thing I'll ask is what have you seen out here, and what's your take on this lack of essence out here?
It's like, I feel obliged to answer you, but I also feel like perhaps you should just save that question for our commanding officer, as there is a lot that even I am kept in the dark about. Oh no, at night. Why'd you turn off? Anyway, I'll fix the next break.
All right, let's just continue on to the camp.
Okay. Before we get to the camp, we are going to take a 5-minute wellness break. So we will burb.
Okay.
Come on.
All right, we are back. Sorry, a little bit late on the snacking. I got up like 5 times to grab my granola bar, and totally did not grab my granola bar till like the last one. But all right. So you guys are ooh sword. I want you to roll a separate perception.
Oh boy.
They have bags, right?
Hmm?
Eyelids and Leaf have bags.
Roll
19.
investigation.
19 on perception.
Excellent.
21.
Whoa.
They do have satchels, yes. Almost like little messenger bags.
Perfect.
What do you want to do, Aya?
Oh, I'm gonna wait for the opportunity to go into both their bags, steal all of their books, and eat any food that they have.
Wait, I can distract.
Absolutely. Let's do this.
Yes. Wait, I have like spells and shit.
Well,
Hold
so
on.
I figured it might be easier when they put their bags down at the camp, so that's what I was like planning on
Oh.
waiting for. So
I
if you
have
wanna make a
mage
distraction
hand.
Then.
Oh.
Ooh.
I could
That'd
like
be a good way to
open their
deliver.
bag.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's wait till we get to the camp because I'm sure there'll be a fire, so you can always like make the fire larger and stuff.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
all right.
I'll save
Please
some of the
don't,
food in my
please.
bag for you. Don't worry about it. Since you're helping me.
Please don't let Zenoi see any of this.
Oh, of course not.
Worry,
Oh.
Dad. We're not doing anything.
All
Does
right.
Vanya pick up on what they're planning?
No,
Aw.
Vanya, no.
All right. So you guys are on approach to the camp. The sentries are a little bit perturbed because they weren't expecting a return for a couple of days, and they return with more people. But you know, they kind of bow and let you guys through. The first thing that you guys notice about the camp is it is pretty much in this bubble of color. That it is a very distinct line, a very distinct circle around the camp in which there's grass and flowers and the trees have leaves on them. There still is like some ash, some residual ash and stuff like that in the area, but there's life. And Soren, that is what you immediately pick up on is Aether present in the area.
I can breathe.
But also, you notice there is 2 beacons of magic. Stronger than everyone else in the area. You can't see them. They're on the other side of the camp. They're obscured by tents. And they're quite a ways away beyond that. But you see one that has a distinctly dark purple aura. And you see the other with a different shade of purple and some gold flecks, but also some very, just looking at the aura feels ancient. They both feel actually rather ancient, but this one looks modern and ancient. That's on the way on the other side of the
Like-
camp.
Different shade of purple. Like, is it darker or is it lighter?
As in like warm cool contrast. So the
Okay, so is it?
so the dark purple of the forest is like a cool purple, whereas this
Okay.
one's a warm purple.
Okay.
And also little hints of teal. Hold on, I gotta write that one down.
Oh, gold
The
and
second
teal.
one? On the second
Gold
one.
and teal. Yeah, on the second one, the unknown one.
See so many different shades.
All
like
right,
it.
like in my head, I'm like, oh, this is so beautiful, so beautiful.
Yeah, but it also kind of feels like they're indecisive, and I kind of want to force them to make a decision. Like choose a color.
Pick a mood, man.
Well, per person isn't just their mood. A person is their feelings and their past and their history and their decisions and their memories.
Everybody else is like one, maybe two colors, and they've got a main color. This dude has what? Three colors?
I don't know if you can hear it through my mic, but listen to my my keyboard.
Yes, we can hear
Very
it.
nice.
It's so
Very
nice. It's so nice.
All right. So, as you guys get into the camp, the priests dismount, the soldiers dismount and disband. So there is a little bit of a stable area going into the camp, and oh, did I? Hold on, let me. There is a much larger and a very ornate tent across the way, and then you see a couple of open tents in the middle. One of them being more like a mess hall, the other one being more of like the merchant area, and the Aleph ends up running off with the soldier, kind of arm in tow, and she's like, "I'll see you in the morning, Adis," and she just kind of runs off. And Adis leads you, Zunori, or leads you guys to just one of the towns, and he's like, "You guys are welcome to stay here. There's a couple of nearby soldiers." He's like, "They will help get you guys situated, make sure you guys have provisions for the evening, and they'll be happy to answer all your questions. Zunori, if you want, you are welcome to follow me, and I will take you to my commander."
Please do.
Okay. Does anyone want to go with Zunori?
Maya goes with. There are
also
people
go.
that she would like to identify.
I'm gonna go too.
I'm really interested in what's going on.
All right, the priest kind of sees you all, like you're not gonna just check in for the night, and so he's like, "All right, right this way." The camp isn't very big. Probably, like about 10 tents by 10 tents. Like it's, but there's about 100 people in the camp with you guys. And you walk through the whole camp to the other side, and that is where you notice as you're walking out of the camp is situated on the edge of a cliffside, and you guys are actually looking at a huge canyon, bigger than a canyon, much bigger than a fissure, giant fissure. A giant fissure between you and the mountains, which are now a decent level closer to you guys. And near the cliffside, you see two figures, and one of them being constructed almost entirely of shadow, and the other donned in black but very heavy armor. And their backs are to you, and the priest actually stops you guys, definitely hearing distance away. And he's like, "Oh, wait here a second." And he goes to walk up to them.
These the auras I saw earlier?
Yes.
Okay. Which one's which?
The shadow silhouette is the dark purple that matches the forest. And the other one, the gold and teal flecks with the predominant warm purple, is the heavily armored figure. And Zunori, I want you to roll a history check.
History. 21.
Oh! Alright, I'm gonna message you.
Oh, okay.
I will wait till you swallow your food.
Thank you.
Dropping some knowledge.
Big knowledge.
Did you get the whisper?
Yeah, I did. I'm looking at it now. I'm just trying to jog my memory.
Confused.
Okay.
He's confused.
Ivania, I want you to
Yes.
roll perception. With advantage because Soren.
Ah, okay, gotcha. Perception. 17.
All right. So the priest, because what? The priest approaches the two figures very politely, and the two figures acknowledge him. And the priest motions over to you guys, and it's just kind of talking, and the heavily armored figure, nods graciously, and gives a nod of approval. Then the shadow they turn to face each other. The shadow figure, now in profile view, is distinctly feminine, but still very much a shadow silhouette. You guys are not seeing any skin tone or anything besides just black silhouettes. And they both graciously bow to each other, and the shadow falls away and uncovers a raven that flies away and flies back to the forest. And so now it is just the armor-clad figure, and he is walking towards you guys, and the priest is coming up, and he's like, all right, my commanding officer is free to see you guys.
Follow Zenori's lead.
I'll walk up and I'll say, and I'll bow very deeply and say, Prime Minister Janosita Tios.
And he'll bow back, and he's like, please, call me John.
John.
I'm not the Prime Minister here.
Prime Minister what?
Essentially the King of the Dark Realm.
Essentially, yeah. He's big head honcho.
And Ivania, roll history real quick.
Oh, dang. Okay. History is not good. 10.
Come on.
Do I know this guy?
You thoroughly recognize his name and his reputation as, he's essentially the king of the Dark Realm. You haven't personally met him, but you do know him to have a much more benevolent and understanding reputation versus the Prime Minister of the Light Realm.
Going to stand up proper and say, I'm Enforcer Zenori of Orkney, and we've come to investigate the anomaly that's happening out here in Ulholm. It seems to be spreading.
So you have. It's like, I digress, it does seem to be spreading. I have come out here to investigate myself as well. What did you find in Ulholm? The priest informed me that you took care of it.
To cover the first question, it was bad. It seems that the local township had been not too sure whether they were killed and then turned, or turned and were killed as a result of. There are a number of undead and undead abominations. It's since been
Ash.
taken. Mm-hmm.
What
It's
we've
since been taken.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, it's since been taken care of. I performed a ritual and I asked the priests to make sure my job was done in future.
He's like, well, all I can do is thank you for your service on that part. But what we have seen is this situation is spreading to the point that people who are in the area for weeks simply fall to it. And with no one else in the area to take care of them, they're just sitting husks. He's like,
Why are you here?
I am here to, for the same reason that you guys are, I am here to investigate this myself. I didn't trust sending anyone else.
I think
Considering
what
all the
Moshi's
other teams.
What?
I think what Moshi's trying to say is, why are you here? Specifically.
Roll. Hold on. Roll persuasion with advantage because Moshi.
God.
Please be good.
It's charisma, isn't it?
Yeah.
11.
Oh, come on!
Yeah.
Oh.
We need to let.
Wait, no. Sorry. 13.
Well, it's better, I guess.
Okay.
Sonori's not allowed to roll for anything anymore.
So, he's gonna be like, well, I say this in confidence too, with all of you guys. There's no one else really qualified to speak with the world builder.
Was that who was with you? I could see the two of you from far off.
And he's like, no, that was not the world builder.
That's... No.
Yeah, I have
Well,
a
builders are
suspicion that
very
might be
large.
one of the ladies.
Yeah, that's one of the ladies of the forest, I think.
Well, now I gotta learn how to speak to a world builder because I just got told I couldn't.
Well, the way he said it, it was more of reputation and
Status.
type
I don't
understanding
care.
type thing rather than a language barrier.
I don't care. Reputation? Cool, build your reputation. Language barrier? Learn the language. I got told I couldn't, so I will.
The Prime Minister, will look at Yuzunori as he's saying this, and he'll be like, when we started getting reports in, I was afraid that our world builder had taken ill. And now that I'm here saying it for myself, I have to go see for myself.
So he's here?
The world builder?
Yeah. Who is
Oh.
it?
Are you asking
Peggy's
this
in this
in-game?
direction.
I'm confused. Do we know this world builder? Or
Peg of
isn't
Herald.
it?
Not
Peggy.
yet, no.
No, we don't know. Okay.
Well,
we've-
we do.
we've read
do.
about
We
it.
know of them.
Yeah, I
Peggy.
haven't paid attention to any of the readings, so.
No,
Yeah.
it wasn't a reading.
It was
Peggy,
our
the
library
island.
trip.
Yeah, no, when we were reading at the library. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, was it in a reading?
Yeah,
My bad.
it was in a book.
oh gosh, that was so long ago.
Peggy, the island.
The island.
So you're here to
thing.
speak
Peg
to-
of old. Peggy.
Peg of
Peg of
Herald.
Yeah,
Herald.
I'm gonna go back and say that I never paid attention to whatever we were reading.
Roll,
Oh, she was trying to learn magic.
roll history.
Oh, I'm
Moshi.
sorry. No. No, it's not bad. Okay. History 16.
All right.
All right.
I am going to reread the
Oh no.
excerpt. Yes.
Yes, you should have remembered in the first place, huh?
That's what I have you all for.
Moshi is very Moshi. So this was an excerpt by Arenos, Grandmaster of the Lethala Citadel, saying, "One may continue to wonder at the origins of these powerful and reverent beings, as even they have seemed to let slip their own history like a fading dream. They are many, yet they are alone. No one is like the other, not in size, shape, features, or limbs. An ignorant observer would assume they are entirely different creatures. And perhaps they are. But one thing they clearly all share is their ability to move and create whole worlds, and their love of all things living and inanimate. They also have a devout appreciation for the mechanics of life, for life to flourish. But it can be speculated that they remain stationary for this extreme fondness, to live alongside their creations, while restricted in movement for fear of hurting anything much smaller than they are, which from all accounts can mean that even possibly mountains are smaller than some world builders. They continue to fascinate mages of all sorts just as much as they remain aloof and mysterious. It is slightly concerning there is no mention of an aggressive world builder. Either it's not in their nature to destroy or become pharaoh, or there have been no survivors. In any case, more world builder research is needed into the origins to create their own fantastic story of creation." And that was an excerpt presumably before Arenos went on his journey to research the world builders a couple hundred years ago.
Right. Okay.
So, alright, then I'll chime in. So you're looking to speak to Pegaverold?
Oh, that's the name of the world builder.
Yep.
And he's
Yeah.
The one that we read about, at least.
He's like, "That is my hope. I was going to set out and speak to him tomorrow. You guys are, at this point, welcome to come along."
Hey, Harold.
I think that was our goal with this expedition in the first place, so...
And he's like, "If I may ask, how did you know his name?"
You read about it?
Did our research, you know.
Hey. We got a same wavelength there.
We did our research before we left on this trip.
This is a fairly huge undertaking, you know. You gotta be prepared.
You know.
He
Some of us
nods
know
in
how to
both
open a book.
appreciation and like, "Oh yeah." It's like, "You guys are definitely investigating it. Well, I would be happy to compare notes with you, Enforcer Zunori."
Mm-hmm.
He's like, "All right. May I just call you Zunori?"
Yes, I'm trying to remember my last name.
Oh no!
Org. Oh, I know it's Org something.
Ogzao.
Orgzao. I'll say that.
And he's gonna be like, "Oh, you're General Ogzao's son."
I am.
He's gonna be like, "That must have been interesting for you."
No comment.
Shade! Shade!
And he's gonna be, so he's gonna, he's gonna say, he's like, "Well, strictly off the record, about the record." He's like, "I am unofficially no longer Prime Minister. My mentor, Ceres, will be taking up my position."
Why?
"Because I choose to retire after all this is taken care
Why?
of." He's just gonna he's just gonna squint at you, and he's like, "I've been doing this for a long time."
Why?
Why?
Why? Turns into a
Like
little
there's something
eyebrow.
I should be
Children.
Yeah, like I'm 3 months old. I should be doing this.
Well, Moshi's like legitimately interested though, but like asking about it in the only Moshi way.
Why for you do that?
I'm partially doing it to be an asshole, but also because I don't understand why you stay in a position like that long.
Exactly.
And Maya pipes up a little bit.
Like, I
just to be
really
like-
could not resist.
Zunori will pipe up and say, "You can see why they found out the information that they have."
He's like, I may have more work for you guys after this. And he's like, come on, let's go. He's like, let's go get us some dinner. And perhaps we can continue to compare notes over full bellies.
Mm-hmm.
And so he will take you guys back through the camp and to the open tents that was right next to the market area, where now at this point they are starting to set out a buffet, just a mess hall buffet, modest cooking, so you got stews, you got breads, you got assortments of vegetables and stuff like that, pretty much what they can bring with them. And they do have ales and fruit juices. But all in all, everyone is converging and conversing, and there is very light harp music going on. But the overall atmosphere isn't super lively. It is definitely...
Harp?
Yeah, harp.
Like, is someone playing a harp?
Yeah.
Where?
In the cafeteria area.
They're just in the middle of a mess tent playing a harp?
Oh, they're off on the side. They're in the side, but they are playing.
There's three different sizes of harp. One's only about 3 foot tall.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that part.
That gets a pass. That's normal.
That's normal.
For a mess tent. Yeah.
But Zunori roll insight.
It's not bad. It's not crap.
It's not crap.
Inside. That's a 17.
All right, so you can see by the interactions of pretty much everyone and the Prime Minister that it's definitely way more on strong, casual respect and friendship as opposed to formalities at this point until they've been traveling for quite some time together, just as an assigned troop. But overall, the atmosphere isn't super lively. It is more on the solemn end of the scale, but people do still have their spirits about them.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, I was trying to be serious then I saw a cat.
He just jumped up on my desk. He just straight up jumped up on my desk, so... He's smelling my dice.
He's about to bestow it with luck.
Moshi luck.
Oh, go ahead, Tsunari.
It's got more of a familial atmosphere as opposed to a martial atmosphere. You said,
correct.
Pretty much. Okay. I see that these men have all probably been through their own share of shit, as it were. So.
He's like, that is very, very safe to say. He's like, as I'm sure you've gathered, my coming here was very secret. So we took only veterans who we knew could keep a secret to come along.
The rest of the world did think you died, so...
And he's like, oh, is that what they're saying now?
Yeah, I mean, you were reported to be possibly dead because no news.
And he's like, yeah, I'm not sorry. No, he doesn't say. But he kind of...
He gives that impression.
He gives that impression that he's like, people will think what they will, but you try explaining to everyone that there's a illness sapping life from the land. I think I'd rather them believe me dead at this moment until we know more.
It'll be easier for you to retire since that's what you want.
He's like, Now that you mention it, you just kind of chews on that for a bit while he's grabbing himself a plate.
I'm going to wait until we sit down and I'm going to ask a hard question.
Okay.
Yeah.
Remind me what his name is. I forget.
Yeah, actually, I was just gonna ask.
Jean. That's very fancy.
He said to call him John.
Well,
Jean.
John.
Jean.
Jean-Pierre.
Here you guys go.
I'm gonna call him John, just like I'm gonna call the other guy Eyelids, and we came from Okra Fulcrum. Okay.
I love how we all have just different names for things.
I mean, it's true in real life too. You know, where we say, you know, Chris is in Australia, others say, oh, he's in hell.
Pretty much.
Have we seen the art for this guy? Didn't you show us something? Haven't you? You've drawn this guy before, right?
Not this guy.
Not this
but
one.
His
Another guy.
station.
Okay.
Yes. There is another one in his station that is present in the graphic novel.
There we go. That's what it was.
So
I
that is
remember
on
Prime
my
Minister.
in all of my art galleries. He is the very shadowy clad with dark horns and yes, shadow cloak.
Well, since everyone's eating,
Yes.
I'm just gonna go rock mode in a corner somewhere. I'm gonna rest.
Actually, Soren, roll perception.
Uh-oh. Oh, I'm waiting for a bad one. 19.
Okay.
I keep rolling good on
so
perception.
when you first walked into the camp, you were very caught off guard by seeing life as it should be again. Even, you know, and it's like, it was very off-putting that it was just like in this neat little bubble. And then you were distracted by two powerful beings in the area that now you're noticing around the camp and, you know, out in the distance are purifiers.
Around the camp, like close?
There are what?
So there
Purifiers.
are a couple floating the perimeter of the bubble, and then there are a couple in the distances. You're starting to notice them now, on the edges of the cliff.
Wow.
What are those? Sorry.
They're the nanos that kind of like.
They are
establish
the
atmosphere.
opposite of Sorn. Yes.
Yeah.
But they are responsible for maintaining atmosphere and gravity and essentially the well-being of just the realm in general.
So if I talk to them, they can shut off gravity for a while? Because that would be so fun. Can they, like, shut off gravity in, like, an
I
area?
think Mochi will be arrested for that.
Come on
Well,
now.
you'd have to find that out in game, but you do know them
Cool.
to be very sacred beings. Or at least culturally, they are looked upon as very sacred.
In that case.
Yeah, whatever. Then I'll really ask them.
I'm gonna
I'll put a
just break
please
off.
in there.
I'm gonna break off from the group and go see if I can interact with one. If the people will let me get anywhere close to one.
So,
What were they called again? Sorry.
Purifiers.
purifiers.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Alright, so you see one kind of floating through the edges of the tent, or, you know, between the edges of the tent on the outskirts. Roll perception.
Here comes the bad one.
Dice
Nat
tower.
20.
Oh, nice!
Now you're just showing off.
Cheers!
It's the dice. It's the dunce cap. It's...
I get. Yeah, it's scared. It's terrified. I've got it ready to go.
There's a disturbance in the forest. Roll performance.
Uh-oh. Here it is. 2! There's a 3
But isn't
minus
this how
1.
Soren always is? Performance is like a 2.
Alright, let's walk through this, Soren. Alright, so you go to the edge of the camp, and there are a couple of guards also, you know, just kind of poised and, keeping
Wait, can
the
I
watch.
go with?
You may? I mean, that's between you and Soren.
Come
Can I
on.
come with?
Yeah.
Sweet.
All right.
I'm gonna leave the
I'll
gym
let
at
you
the
hop
same
up on my
time, but I'm
back.
not gonna go with them.
All right. I got you, Aya. We'll get you in a second. And Zenori, hold on to your question. All right. So, so you see the two guards on the outskirts, and you see they are watching you too. But you also notice they're pretty intimidated by you, Soren, especially in contrast with the purifier. At first, they do go to intercept you, but the purifier actually turns around and notices you and acknowledges you, and not any form of gesture, but just kind of stops what it's doing to receive you. And they kind of go, the fuck? And back off a bit.
Oh no. I'll like nod
Can I
and
call out to them?
I'll probably let
May?
Moshi do the talking. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna nod.
They're about like
Good-
20
good-
feet away
oh.
on either side.
Good evening, fine and sacred purifiers. We request audience with you. May we approach?
The
That's a shock to the system.
the singular purifier that you guys are looking at is just kind of like tilts its head.
I don't know if they can talk, Moshi. Which means I think I might be the only one that can actually communicate with them.
Wait, do I have anything in my bag?
I don't know. Do you have anything in your bag? What do you
Well, I mean, I have a lot in my bag, but do I have anything in my bag that can help?
May you use the bathroom?
No.
I don't have anything in my bag that can help. I don't think. I mean, yeah, I don't think like rations and rope and scissors are like gonna help.
I guess
mean,
I'm
rope
gonna
and
attempt to
scissors.
get closer. After that introduction.
That was a kick-ass introduction too.
Yeah.
Moshi's
Very
proud of that
regal.
wording.
There. So you start to approach it, and the purifier's just watching you approach.
I'll I guess I'll try to exude curiosity through my aether, I guess. If I
Alright.
can.
And then for not Moshi's curiosity, but Letitia's curiosity, purifiers are the opposite of Soren, where he is shadow, they are light, they are celestial light. And in place of meteorites, it is refined glass. So they are made of light and glass.
So they're a star in a cup.
Pretty much.
Cup.
Pretty much.
Classy.
Yeah. So
You
yeah,
can go
super
talk to a
sparkly.
cup of stars.
So roll perception.
Uh-oh.
Me?
Soren.
20. Dirty. Dirty 20.
20. Ooh, dirty 20. The purifiers respond.
You guys. Come on now.
Sorry.
If I want to be a child, I'm going to be a child.
The GM can say nothing to this. The purifier reciprocates your curiosity.
I'll, come within like speaking distance, and I'll do like a shallow like bow, and kind of I'll stop levitating so my feet touch the ground in an attempt to be a little less intimidating, a little
Touch your
shorter.
fingers and see if you cause an explosion.
Bang.
I guess I'll just. What are you doing?
It it tilts its head to the side again, and it said, protecting?
The camp?
It's like, yes. Acknowledgement. That's what you got. Acknowledgement.
Yeah.
That it is doing its duty. It's doing what it is assigned to do.
How? I haven't I don't think I've seen this before, have I?
You have not seen them before.
Yeah.
But it does not answer the question how. It does not understand it.
I have no clue. Like what I want to ask. Can I like I guess I'll detect magic again. And if I can see like how it is they're protecting the camp, like what they're doing.
Roll investigation.
So like my eyes will flash. 8.
Curiosity crushes you.
You're a little bit overwhelmed by everything still, and seeing more than one other Daniel at one time. That there's a couple. There's immediately within like the immediate square mile. There's probably about 6.
Like in this area, like
in the camp, there's
a few for the camp
4.
and then a few for the
Yep,
fissure.
and then there's 2 immediately in the fissures, and then there's more in the distance.
All right. How long have you been here?
It's requesting clarification on here.
The camp, like how long has the camp been set up?
It gives you the impression of about a month.
So is this a staring contest, or like what's going on here?
Yeah, Moshi, to you, this is a staring contest. Yes.
I'm being Moshi.
communicating
Like,
through
what's
the-
going on?
Yep.
We're communicating through the
Oh,
aether.
oh,
since
okay.
We can both see it.
Can I do that too, or no?
You can try because now you have re-unlocked your magic. So roll perception.
Okay. Well, it wasn't that bad. Okay. Mhm. That is a dirty 20.
Oh my goodness, all these
Wow.
20s are stripping for us today. I mean, wait, hold on.
Wow.
Oh, wait, oh.
Time
That was
out chair.
presumptuous. It's fine.
Oh.
No.
No D20 of mine.
All right, so
You guys.
you tap into the magic that is in yourself, and you tap into your bond with Sorn.
Aw, yay.
So you're catching feels here. Literally, you're catching feels. You can't quite fully comprehend or understand specifically, but it's almost like catching a whiff of a scent. You're catching these whiffs of the conversation where, it asked for clarification on here. It's like, define here. You got a whiff of what does here even mean, So you're new to sensing through the aether. You're able to kind of piece it together a little bit.
Interesting. Did they make you for like the purpose of protecting the camp?
It says define make.
As far as my knowledge goes, like, wait, can I can't remember if mages can create or like influence the creation of non-eels, or if they find them and they tame them, quote unquote. What is my understanding?
So the Naniel is understanding the question. but it has not asked this question. It does remember being under the care of a specific mage, and you kind of get a glimpse of this individual. And it is a kind mage. It is a kind mage. But it does know where its origins are, or how long, or how old it is.
Is it one of the priests in the camp, or is it just somewhere else?
No, this was distant memory.
Interesting. Well, I'm sorry to keep you from your work. I'll be taking my leave.
Can I attempt to communicate?
You may.
Okay. What do I roll?
Roll. I want you to roll Arcana for communication.
No. I'm not good at that. I'm not good at that. Oh, whoa, that was good. Okay. It's an 18.
Okay. So it does a very polite but subtle bow to Soren, and Soren, it does break off the conversation with gratitude. It's telling you thank you.
A return.
Question mark.
Thank
you. Question mark.
And then it turns to you, Moshi, and it is acknowledging that you're curious. And
Nice. Okay, so can I send images? Because it doesn't seem to recognize like definitions of some words. Can I like picture something and like send it?
You may.
Okay, cool. So I'm just picturing this purifier being, and then like Moshi next to it, and then Moshi like floating. like the purifier is like making Moshi float, and like Moshi's like wee.
So
and then like question.
Hold on.
Come on.
So the purifier acknowledges understanding, but doesn't understand at the same time why. But it's like, you know what? And it just kind of like raises its hand towards you.
No.
And you start to levitate off the ground. You're probably about like 5 or 6 feet above the ground, and like the guards are giggling at this point, but the other thing you're noticing is like all of your fur, all of your clothes, all of it is floating, and you...
And I try to levitate with him. Can I like pick my levitation up a little higher than the normal like half foot?
Roll
I'm imagining Moshi doing
Arcana.
cartwheels in the air.
Arcana.
This is the best day.
15.
Yes.
Soren, it gives you a boost to get up to Moshi's level.
There we go.
It sees what you're doing,
float
and it
around
gives
with
you
him.
a boost.
I'll like pat his head.
Yay.
Love it.
This is the best day of Moshi's life.
Prestidigitation
So fun.
just like sparks all over the place.
Yay!
Tsunori, roll perception real quick.
Oh no!
I'm pretty sure that's 17. Yeah.
Okay, so back in the missile, you notice that people's attention are getting grabbed on the outside of the tent circle, and you're hearing the giggles and very loud purring from Moshi.
That's just pure joy from Tish.
As there is evidently a scene that is out of your immediate line of sight going on.
Yeah. I'll be like, is that Moshi? No. Not salty enough.
Flying black cat.
Not salty.
That's not Moshi, no.
Have you seen the video of that cat in zero gravity? It's like,
No!
Ivania, roll perception.
Oh god.
Can you send that to chat? Because that will help me for
Yeah.
reference when I draw this moment.
I got a 13.
Okay, so it took you a while to figure out what it was but from above a tent you see a tail, and then you see a foot. You see a tail. Just on the other side of the tent,
Oh my god.
middle of the air. You haven't put two and two together yet, but there's a big question mark.
And the most unusual side of all, a happy Moshi head.
it's in the live
What
chat.
is going
Tish, it's in
on
the
in
live
here?
chat. Noticing that we're drawing attention, I'm probably gonna sink back down to the ground. And just, like,
Yeah.
No, draw more attention. It's fine.
I'm gonna project gratitude, immense gratitude towards the purifier.
The purifier gently sets Moshi down and conveys amusement and gratitude, and it goes to resume its work. While this is going on, Aya, I presume you've been busy.
I have.
Were you stealing things?
Um,
Was that distraction enough for you?
yes, it was. Thank you.
All
So-
this for some books.
So
Also, the
you
Prime
don't.
Minister tent. But you know.
Moshi killed two birds with one stone there.
So
He legitimately
you
wanted to
don't
fly.
know where Aleph is, but in the mess hall with you guys, you see Adis. And there is definitely a commotion that is causing everyone to look away and stuff like that. So I presume you want to go into his bag?
Yes, and then I want to go find the Prime Minister's tent.
Okay. Roll stealth for the bag.
I was thinking of pickpocketing him earlier, but I didn't.
We get Zunori in trouble.
Well, I just was like,
21!
I don't want to try my luck, you
Now
know.
roll investigation.
Can't you just let me steal things?
No, I don't make you work for it.
24!
All right, so while this is going on, and you being as little and barely noticeable as you are, you slip into his bag very unnoticed. In it, you do see an assortment of different, ingredients, like a balm or a salve that you recognize as a muscle relaxant. And then, you see a personal journal, and writing utensils. You also see a couple of jerky sticks and a small jeweled necklace or bracelet. To you, it's a necklace, but it's a bracelet.
Okay, I'm going to take the balm, the personal journal, the jerky, and the necklace.
So
Damn.
all of the above?
I left the writing utensils
Are
Wow.
you okay?
and other ingredients.
Tell me how you're going to attempt to take them, real quick.
I
Doesn't
have
she
my
have the
bag of holding.
Okay, so you're gonna put them in your bag of holding, and then you're gonna leave. Okay.
Yeah.
So that works. And I need you to roll stealth to get out of the bag.
$18.
All right, you make it out of the bag unnoticed.
Nice.
Prime Minister tent. Let's go.
Roll
Wasted no time.
investigation.
You guys, we're gonna become criminals.
Become?
Well, I mean, some of us are gonna become criminals.
You're associated
Some
with
of us
us.
I'm
better
very
get used to
impressionable.
it.
Do I know where his tent is?
Roll investigation.
Eight.
Okay, you are new to the area, and the camp is set up like a weird camp, you know, in the middle of nowhere. You presume it's one of the larger ones, but by the time you got a bead on which one it could possibly be, the commotion is over, and Moshi and Soren are returning to the mess hall.
Don't worry, I'll wait. And now I have muscle relaxant, and I can put it in his drink.
It's a topical It's like Tiger Balm.
That's less fun.
Well, most muscle relaxant is topical. I've never heard of a muscle relaxant you ingest.
Oh no! There's you know, like they give you a muscle relaxant for surgery, and if you don't have the anesthesia,
I was just saying the majority,
you feel everything.
You know, like the.
I pulled a muscle in my back one time, and it took forever to heal, and they gave me pills to like relax the muscle.
If the topical doesn't work, they give you the pills.
No, it was really bad, so they didn't even give me topical stuff.
And a fun, disturbing fact that when you go in for surgery, like let's say it's for like gallbladder removal or whatever, they give you a muscle relaxant and a neurological, like knock you out, and that's the anesthesia. But every once in a while, an anesthesiologist will forget to do both, and there have been people who have been awake for surgery and unable to move.
Oh, dear God.
Yeah.
Jesus.
You know what? It doesn't matter, because you want to know what? I still have a whole bunch of knockout potion left.
Yes, you do.
I have fear.
All right. Moshi and Soren, so you guys are returning to the mess hall, I presume. All right, Tsunori. During the commotion and stuff, you are seated with the Prime Minister and Ivania. And at some point, Aya comes back too. But you have the Prime Minister's attention as you guys are eating.
Okay. I'm gonna look left and right. Pretty much lean in towards him and say, "The High King. What do you think of him?"
And he's gonna, kind of reciprocate your gesture and your demeanor. Presumably to convey comfort, like, settle down there, mister. He's gonna be like, he means well. I guess that's my take on him, is that he means well. I have my personal reservations, but I mean, so far, other than this mess, so good.
Well, and I'm going to be really quiet about this too. Given the circumstances of what's been happening and given our current surroundings, I feel I can reveal some pertinent information. At least my thoughts on pertinent information.
It's like, after this, how about we go do my tent? We can talk in a little bit more privacy there.
Yeah.
He's just gonna go back to you.
Aya's hitching a ride.
Well, mechanically, right? While everyone is eating, can I just rest in a corner?
It was a lot for Soren.
You may.
I can't eat, so there's no point.
He's not used to happy Moshi. He's like, oh man.
Yeah, that was a lot.
Something else.
That was exhausting.
Oh my god, quick, somebody salt Moshi.
You're a whole different person.
Moshi, do you want to describe your return to the mess hall, to the table, and or if you get food?
Feels like he's still levitating because he just feels so happy.
Got that sling tail.
Yeah, walks back to the tent. Hey, how you doing? Grab something to what is there to eat?
There is very hearty, heavy stock meat stew, beef stew, an assortment of different kinds of breads, as well as what appears to be either rice or mashed potatoes.
Oh
or
my gosh, this
mix
is awesome.
thereof.
Okay.
And
We'll just take one of everything.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll just take one of everything. Yeah.
All right.
We'll do that. Yeah. Heaping
So-
plate.
Heaping plate.
How's it going? Nice hat. Sorry, I just got a text and complications.
Brain fart.
I go to Moshi. Whatever. Go to sit down. What's the room look like? Like, who's here? Do I have to investigate?
There's in the tent with you guys. Like, this is one of the larger tents, and all the sides are open. There's about 30 to 40 people in the immediate mess hall. Like, there's long tables and benches, and then the buffet bench is at the interior end of it. But yeah, you see an assortment of soldiers and different people. And what are you looking for in particular?
I don't know. Just some cool people.
Roll perception.
Okay. Yeah, oh boy. Cool. Well, I do have good perception though. That's a 15.
So, since you tapped into Aether for communication and understanding, you don't see it like Soren sees it, but you do sense it. There's a disturbance in the force. And there is a rather tall and brawny woman. Like, she can definitely hold her own, and she's got, short cropped hair, or hold on, let me go through her full description. She's got short cropped red hair, and a little bit fairer skin, but very thick looking skin. Like, it looks like she can take a beating, and her hands are also very dirty and well worn. And through the Aether, you sense that's the crafter. And she is sitting at a table, surrounded also by other guards and presumably a couple of assistants.
Okay.
And they're 3 tables away from you guys.
I'll go sit with her.
Do I notice Moshi?
Oh yeah.
I'll look over and be like, is that a smile on his face?
Yeah, I'll just go over
back to
and
him.
like sit by her and say, "Hey, how's it going?"
She's like, it's going good. What? I don't recognize you.
I'm Moshi. I'm new. Just passing through for a little bit.
She's like, yeah, this isn't an area you just passed through, sweetheart.
Okay, so I'm with like a bunch of people, and we just came from Olholm, and God, don't even get me started. But we're here now, and just making some friends.
Roll performance.
Oh boy, great!
Moshi's the
God.
hypest demo he's ever been.
That's a 15.
I feel like Moshi and I had a personality swap today.
I feel that too. Damn.
Yeah.
So she's gonna. Well, I mean, then shoot. Happy to make your acquaintance.
Oh,
And she'll be like, I'm Kermie. I'm the campsmith.
nice. So what do you do?
She's like, I make things.
That implies.
Oh, cool. You know what? You hush, all of you.
You just hear Moshi hisses over his shoulder.
So what is your expertise? You make things. Is there anything you make? Sorry, words are not cool right now for Letitia.
Roll another perception.
Oh, okay. Wow, what is it with 15s? Okay, wait, but I have perception stuff. That's a 17.
Okay. One of the soldiers that you're noticing sitting around her is Zach.
Uh-huh.
And Zach's
Like the guy we came with?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And Zach
okay.
kind of leans over and he's like, "She's the one who did my tattoos." Or skin art, he says.
Oh, okay.
And she's like,
so how does that work? That's really cool stuff, man. Woman?
it's making a few adjustments here and there on your skin or fur, respectively.
Fur? Wow. Who knew?
Oh, she did
So-
drugs.
Like, is that like enchantment or like how does that even work? Especially with like fur. Like, I mean, tattoos on like skin is like one thing I would think, but like, how does that work on other materials?
So she's gonna kind of stare at you pretty deeply for a minute. And she's gonna be like, "Well, you're new to magic, yes?"
Yeah.
And she's like, "So all I'm doing, well, I say all in the best way I can, because we study for decades on how to make adjustments to aether in materials and aether in living beings and such." And she puts her finger down on the table in front of you guys, and she's like, "All I'm doing," and as she takes her finger, she is changing the color of the wood from brown to green to like a living kind of
Wow.
green. And she's like, "All I'm doing is I'm just making some adjustments. I mean, material.
Oh,
Small
that's so
adjustments."
neat.
She'll
Ivania's
wipe her
like,
hand
hey,
and
wait,
it'll
wait,
go
wait,
away.
wait, wait. Didn't Soren like wasn't Soren like super interested in this? Where is he in all this? Come on, let's...
Where's
well,
Ivania?
you guys
Ivania's
are-
not here.
Yeah. Moshi is 3 tables away. Moshi walked past you guys.
I know that
So
Soren
we
is
didn't hear
interested
this
in
shit at
this,
all?
though. That's
No.
why I'm. This is why I'm asking because I know Soren wants this.
Oh,
I also just genuinely am interested. But cool. So have you like done anything on that, on like meteorite things?
Very smooth.
Very motion.
Because I have like a friend, a really good friend, who like is really interested in this. Just he doesn't really know where he's from, and he would like to express himself in ways, and he's very interested in yeah. Moshi's butchering this, by the way. He's just so happy. He's just getting all this wrong. He loves what you do. Okay, he loves your work. He'd love to talk to you if that's okay.
She's like, "I don't see any problem with it. We still have orders to fill, but if you guys want to see me in the morning, just come on by.
Cool.
We'll be in that tent over there." And she kind of points over to her shoulder, and there's a little mini forge kind of set up in the center of the
Nice.
camp.
Cool. You're a cool person. I like you.
She's like, "Appreciated."
Yeah. So wait, what is she? She's not like human, right? Like she's like are crafters their own race? Like I forgot.
No, so
Sorry.
Vorlin. No, it's okay. Svorlin Crafters is a very lucrative and very eclectic trade because of the mass amount of study it takes to be able to manipulate magic and material in this universe. It takes almost 100 years for one person to learn, and so Svorlin Crafters spend vast majority of their lives learning the trade. That's where there's so few of them around. But they can come from any race. They just have to be adept enough at magic to start taking part in the courses. But
So, like,
these
what
4
race is
isles, she is Nafling,
Which is the dark realm.
light realm.
Oh, sorry.
That's it. It's the light realm.
realm. Oh, okay. So wait, why is she
She's
here?
the same as me.
My people. That crafters are very few and far between, and with her working with the art forces, presumably this is her assignment. And
Wait, she's
you
working
do
with
see
what?
the soldiers
Armed
are
forces.
Yeah,
Oh, sorry.
yeah, art forces,
Sorry.
and you do see variably pretty much every race. You see Naflin, you see Mytherian,
Yeah.
there's a couple of Nephirians, there is a handful, like a very small handful of Lintets, but they're just the merchants in the camp, and then like one of them is a soldier. But other than that, primarily Mytherians and Naflins in this mess hall immediately.
I get the idea that she's still not like, what do you call that? Like she still hasn't warmed up to me. Like, is there anything? Can I like
roll insight?
Yeah.
Send you a whisper too.
It's a nat 20.
Yeah.
So did I.
Well, did you guys hear something? Oh, I don't think rocks can talk.
No, I just meant I whispered you.
They can't talk, but they can whisper. That's logic.
That sounded like a wind.
Wind passing over a rock.
Yeah.
Okay. Roll history, Chris.
Okay.
Okay.
And then I will get to your nat 20 insight.
Oh my gosh. Cool.
Roll is 14.
There's your answer. And oh, there's one more. So, Moshi. You are just on cloud 9. You are on a whole other level right now. And you're riding an aether high, evidently. But you can tell that she gets approached a lot. Like, she gets talked to a lot, she gets bothered a lot, she gets a lot of requests. Like, she is understandably rough around the edges. She does, there is a beginning, like an initial fondness with you. But you being equally as salty as she is, you understand where she is just more or less at the moment. Because you're just a random person who started coming up all super friendly, like, and weird, like,
Okay.
started asking a bunch of questions.
Okay. I just thank you so much for taking the time to listen to me. I'm so happy right now. I got a really cool experience here, and I'm just kind of loving this. You seem like a really cool person, and one of my friends, she makes these really cool like flower crowns and stuff. Can we trade? I would love to give you some flower stuff.
She actually, just very warm, very soft giggle, and she's like, you know what? Yeah, bring everyone by in the morning.
Oh, okay, wonderful. See you then.
She's like, okay, bye. And Zach kind of waves at you too.
I'll pick up my tray and walk back over to where Soren is. Or Ivania. Soren and Ivania. Are you guys together?
Soren's off
off
in
in a
rock
corner.
mode. It's Ivania and Zunori at the table with the Prime Minister.
Oh yeah, I'll go back.
I'm
I'll go
there
back with
too.
them.
And
Oh,
Aya,
yeah, okay.
and Aya's back, yep.
I'll go back there with them, and on my way, I'll tap Soren on the. Doop, doop. Hey, buddy. Sorry.
What?
I just talked with the Sporling Crafter, and I got you in.
Is it the same one?
You're getting some tats, man.
It's the same crafter?
Yeah.
So I was
So
right.
like, we're just gonna go see her in the morning, okay?
Okay, I'm gonna go back to resting.
Yeah,
if
okay.
that's
Just
fine.
want to let you know. Okay, bye.
All right, thanks.
And then Moshi goes to sit down. So
Yes.
I made a deal with the wonderful, beautiful Swarling crafter over there, and I told her that we could make her like some flower crowns or like a necklace or something really nice and tasteful. Would you be willing to help me out with that?
Sure.
Oh, thank you so much. Wonderful.
Zenori's going to look down at Moshi and be like, "Did you hit your head?"
Who are you and what are you Moshi?
Well, we'll work on it tonight. I have something for you anyways.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Go back to my food. By the way, John, great place. Love those purifiers out front.
Did your friend hit his head?
No. I'm as scared as you are, son.
Oh my god.
I'm finally happy and nice, and everyone's scared.
It
So-
definitely
so
feels
uncommon.
a little bit like a psychotic break.
Right?
Yes.
Right
Someone
there.
goes and serial kills everyone.
Moshi's
So-
kind of overdoing it as like a defense mechanism because he legitimately does feel like amazing, and
Oh, yeah.
he hasn't felt this good since Paka died, his brother. So he's
Oh.
like legitimately happy and excited, and yeah,
So as so the Prime Minister is genuine when he looks at you. He can kind of see that from you, but as everyone's just like, wow, she is extra, not extra salty, like extra.
extra.
Extra sugar.
Soldier comes by, with the train
It's
hand
either
and kind of
salt or
whispers, right? Soldier
So-
just kind of leans down and whispers in the Prime Minister's ear real quick, and the Prime Minister will kind of he'll whisper at you, Tsunori, and he'll kind of relay the purifier, so you get like a brief summary of what happened. And the Prime Minister's like, "I'm glad you enjoy our purifiers."
10 out of 10.
And he's
Wait,
like,
Levitate again.
and he's like, out of curiosity, did your friend ask them to do that for you, or did you ask them to do that for you?
No, I did.
Impressive. He's gonna be like, that takes a lot to talk through the aether. Nice.
Probably
Go back to
summed
you.
up all the energy I had and ever will have, but hey, worth it.
And he's like, now that you mention it, I kind of want to try that myself.
You out here being a trendsetter.
It could go for some pretty interesting training, if you ever wanted to like incorporate it or whatever.
That is such a shady statement.
I don't know. Moshi's just like, he's so like high on happiness that he's just like spouting off like random shit. Like he can't control himself.
It's like everyone riding the high buzz at the bar.
Yeah, it's just he also has no experience feeling this way, so he has like no control over himself.
So it's like high key adorable.
Yeah, he just like he just never feels this way, so he doesn't even know how to handle himself. Inside, he's like, Moshi, what are you saying? Stop talking. Stop talking.
Quick, somebody bring the salt, So you guys sit down to a very very energetic and warm, and the prime minister does mention this, as you guys are eating and talking and laughing and he's like, oh my gosh, we have not had this fun of a night in a long time. He's like, since before we set out. Thank you. he'll just be laughing, his face hurts, and he's just like, thank you. And he gets up and he actually takes care of his tray and stuff like that. You see a lot of the soldiers do actually pick up after themselves. What a fucking concept. Just like people picking up after themselves. So he picks up after himself, and then he's like, no, if you guys will excuse me for the evening, and he kind of nods to everyone, and he's like, please let anyone know if you need any provisions. And then Zenori, he'll just kind of nod at you and hint to follow.
I'll take my leave as well. Enjoy the rest of your evening, especially you, Moshi. Keep that up.
Where are we going? Like, wait, where do we retire to?
The tent.
Did he tell us?
Yeah, the tent that you guys didn't go into when you first walked in, and they're like, "Oh, This is the guest tent." You do know where that tent is.
Sorry,
it's pretty much right across the way from the mess hall. So
yeah, I forgot. Sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
I'm too excited.
Oh my god, this is like the best episode ever. I love
it. I needed this today.
So before we catch up with Tsunori, what do you guys want to do for the evening?
I'm waiting until he leaves, and then I'm off to do some shady shit.
I'm about to do some shady shit.
Yeah, roll stealth. Oh, stealth. Little shit.
Did you just call me a little shit? Dirty 20.
Okay. Alright. So you can go off to do some shady shit.
Am I coming
I'll
with you,
follow them.
or?
And are you guys just gonna leave Soren in the middle of the mess hall?
No, I was gonna.
No, I'm gonna go wake up Soren before I leave. That way nobody forgets about him. Because I'm gonna use that as my excuse to get up from the table while they're leaving. Go wake up Soren.
Okay. And Ivania and Moshi, what do you guys want to do?
I'm going with Aya.
Yeah.
So
Ivania
you're all
doesn't
following
really know
Aya?
what to do.
Yeah, well, I
So
mean,
just
Aya
like-
said she had to show me something later, so I was.
Oh, you assume this is it?
Well, I was just gonna kind of like tag along. I'm done eating, so I'm good.
I'm just gonna let y'all know that I'm off to do some shady shit now that he's gone. This is your chance to opt out of the shady shit.
I don't want to do the shady shit. I just want to. So, are you gonna talk to me later about what you have?
Why don't you, if you don't want to participate, I'll meet you by the campfire.
Okay.
But I have you some food like we talked about.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Go wake up Soren, and I'll see you by the campfire in a little bit.
Okay.
Ivania, what do you want to do?
Ivania feels super out of place here because outside of the bubble, she's super aware that everything's kind of dead, so there's not really much to explore. And Maya doesn't really interact with the soldiers much.
And you
So I gotta
are
follow.
also starting to wear out.
Yeah, that is true.
And you see
Maya.
you see a couple of Naflins shuffling in from just having taken their own naps, and now they're getting plates of food, and so it's an accepted thing.
All right. I do want to ask people about my quote unquote connection that I've been looking for in Olholm, but I doubt anyone here knows.
Roll an investigation.
Dugan, that's the guy. That's 13.
Okay. You ask a few soldiers in the immediate mess hall area, and what you gather kind of reinforces what you've already heard. That Tugan is a known child trafficker. But you also learn that he doesn't pick up kids. He buys kids and then sells them. So
by the way, I'm heading to the campfire, so I'm gonna take my leave.
Yep. And Soren, you are woken up. Are you going to join Moshi at the fire?
Yeah. So wait, Aya woke me up?
Yeah, I woke you up.
Did I witness that whole if you want to meet up at the campfire thing?
Yes.
Or was that after? Okay, yeah, I'll go to the campfire with Moshi.
Okay. But yes, yeah, that he hasn't really kidnapped kids himself, essentially. He doesn't. People bring him the kids. And that's where, one of the soldiers is like, yeah, that's where, we run into a problem trying to get him on a lot of things. But it's been a while since they've heard anything.
Another dead end. Well, with that, though, Ivania decides that she's kind of had enough for the day. It's a good time to rest.
Okay, so you're going to go back to the tent and rest? Or are you going to take a nap at the campfire?
Back at a tent.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, yeah. What sort of shady shit do you want to do before I get to Zenori?
I'm gonna follow a little bit of a distance behind them so that they don't know that I'm following them, because I want to know where the Prime Minister's tent is.
Okay. Are you going? What is your intention when you get to the Prime Minister's tent?
Wait until they're done with their conversation and he tries to go to sleep, and then rifle through all his shit after I poke him in between his toes with my sword, my little hat pin, so that he's knocked out and won't wake up while I'm rifling through all of his shit.
Bless your heart. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna put you on pause. And
okay.
Tsunori. So, you two, walk across the camp to the largest tent in the camp. And that is his. It is guarded by a couple of active on-duty soldiers. And, he kind of nods to them and, lets you inside. Inside, you've seen commanders and commanding officers' tents before. They tend to get pretty lavish. His is more modest. He does have, several drapes for different sections in the tent. And he does have, a sitting area and stuff like that. But most everything he has in there is functional and not super decorative. Not super lavish at all. Very, very functional and minimalistic. And so you guys sit down he gestures that you sit down at the sitting area. And he's like, would you like a drink?
No, thank you, sir.
He's like, okay. And he pours himself one, and he starts taking off, the top part of his armor. He's like, all right, so what did you want to discuss again?
Pretty much. In our research and evidence that we've found, points in a direction where the High King isn't so high. He's not very well regarded in the natural parts, especially in the woods. And I don't know. I get every time we get new evidence or something new pops up about the High King, I just get this eerie feeling, like instinct telling me that there's more to this man than what meets the eye.
Okay, and he finishes taking off his armor, and he pretty much just has a pair of pants, and he throws on overshirt, kind of like a comfortable pajama overshirt. And it just kind of ties up in the front, almost like a tunic. Anyway. And he taps the middle post in his tent, and, magic kind of shoots over it, and you recognize that very well as he's sealing the tent for outside sound. And it's like, well, you're not wrong. History with him is deep, and it goes way back. And no, the ladies of the forest have no love for him. I can't say that I do either.
Why do the ladies of the forest not like the king?
He gives them a little warm smile, and he's like, between you and me, scorned lover. That's all I'm gonna say.
Zunori's taken back, like, that was the last thing I thought I was going to hear.
And he's like, it goes way back, but there is also a lot of political motivation backing to it, where they don't agree with a lot of his practices to begin with. And they didn't agree with the Civil War, they didn't agree with anything that has happened under his rule. So they've kept their distance ever since. And the more he pushes them, the more they are happy to stand their ground. And he's like, and with the seers on their behalf, he doesn't get very far at all.
Super interesting. So, do you think the king is just misunderstood? Has history wrote him wrong?
Some things can only be concealed for so long. And roll insight.
Six, isn't it? Hang on. Yeah. 19.
When he says that, you get a huge whiff. I'm using that a lot today. You get a huge whiff of broken heart, of pain, of grief. Just very quick whiff. But when he says that, it's there, and it's gone in a flash. He's trying to...
What
he
did
does
he
very
say
well.
again?
No, that he said, some things can only be concealed for so long.
With a heavy heart, radio. I'm kind of showing my hand here, but would this have anything to do with the Harbingers?
Right there, you see his face go pale, and that heavy heart comes back. And he's like, what do you mean by this?
Through heavy research and things that have been uncovered, we know about the Harbingers of Death, and there's speculation amongst my group at the very least that there's a connection between the High King and these Harbingers. Whether it's a deal made, or a deal not made, or something that was mutually applicable. Anyway.
And he's gonna put his knees on, or his elbows on his knees, and he's just gonna, you also see, like, he's starting to tear up, and he's gonna be like, well, you read something somewhere about that. Odds are that was exaggerated as what has been written about them has only ever been exaggerated. And he's like, yeah, there's a connection between the king and the harbingers, considering he wiped them out without remorse, without a chance.
And what of these harbingers? Are they higher creatures? Do they rest on the same level?
It's like, roll persuasion.
Oh, I need it. Persuasion. 16.
So he's actually gonna like, he's gonna crack for a bit and he's gonna break down. He's gonna be like, they were very much a lot like we are. But their power was great. And what they chose to do with it was wonderful. But he feared it. He feared it for
What?
the same reason as anyone else fears things they do not understand. What would it take for them to turn on us? Fear.
So what, this was a power thing?
And it's
Or
like,
just-
you know, he's like, even though it was so long ago, yes.
Forgive me, I just feel like the king needs to be more humble. His hubris is outstanding.
Right there, he just kind of laughs and he's like, yeah, they... His attitude is not the most favored. I agree. And he's kind of laughing about that, but you still feel this great pain inside of him.
So, you don't think that these harbingers have anything to do with what's doing here?
And he cracks again, and in his cracking voice, and you know, he's like, please forgive me. I haven't been asked about them in a while, but there's no way, because they're all dead. There's no way that they have anything to do with this.
So, give me a moment. So, there is no harbingers. So, what do you think is causing this energy vacuum?
And he's gonna, now that you've changed the topic away from the harbingers, he's like, in between you and me, we can just call them phenoms. I despise that name. He's gonna be like, I was hoping to see how the world builder is even doing. That would be, to me, that would get us the most information as to what's going on here.
Yes, it would seem so. Most interesting. I'm
He's like,
unusually perplexed.
Yeah, and he's like, if I had to take a guess, this would, on a much smaller scale, this is very similar to life being sucked out, but how it can be sucked out on this scale? Perplexed is a very good word.
Are there any other realms? besides the light and the dark?
He's like, of course. Hundreds, thousands.
Close by?
He's like, not within proximity. No, not within proximity of magical concern. Shoot, the closest one we can't even portal to, so.
Wait a minute. Why? Why can't we portal to it?
Distance. And the magic needed to sustain it.
That would take an extreme amount of energy, would it not?
It'd take a world builder. He's like, but even then, the question would be why.
Ultimately, the ultimate question.
And he's like, most people don't even, unless it's an already established trade realm, which is pretty much just the light realm, dark realm, and the high kingdom, Ardile. There's been no reason. We're not travelers. We're not nomadic race by any means. He's like, whatever's here, he's like, what I can gather, whatever is here is local. And unfortunately, it's local to our local world builder.
Yes. Such an unusual thing to be happening. I've called him my grandfather.
Who's your
because
grandfather?
Shit, I can't remember his name. I cannot remember his name, but I want to. That's all that's coming to my...
Jognir.
Jognir, that's right.
It would be, oh shoot, what's his title?
Isn't he a former
Council
commander or
member.
something? Council, that's right.
Council member, Jognir, Mage Council. Anyway, but you say your grandfather's name and he's just like, ah! And he kind of giggles and he's like behind closed doors. We call him Near. Especially when he gets spacey. He's coming up there in age, but he's still sharp as a tack most of the time.
He is. Surprisingly so. Like a spear sometimes.
And he's like, so you talked to him about this?
Yes, it's grabbed the attention of the High Council.
He's like,
not just because of our information neither. It has hit their ears from other sources.
He's gonna be like, I can back that up. Yes. There is speculation into the causes, and with the speculated causes, one of them involving the world builder and the world builder's health. But this has been going on for many months. It started on the island and has been working its way out. And now we see deaths all over all of the realms, not just in the area. And we've been trying to seek a solution without understanding the cause. And he's like, so the council has been attentively trying to gather as much information as they can, and that is where I decided to come here myself as previous attempt.
I may have an assistance to that solution.
He's like, how so?
In Orkney, we called upon a druid who had assistance from a couple of others, and they were able to reverse the effect, though it was very taxing.
That they essentially had to replace the energy.
Effectively.
He's like, yes, that's been our results as well. And well, let's just say the Mages Council is experimenting with many, many different things, and many of them are coming up with dead ends. But they are very active in the matter, and they have been covered my extended vacation as well as they can.
And I pretty much go to stand up to show my way out, and as I stand up to turn around, I'll say, actually, one more thing, if I may pick your brain. Do you know of the man, Enerzil?
And he's like, and why do you want to know about Inertia?
And he's my god.
And he's like, he is definitely someone to look up to. He, of many, many of them, he's like a brother to me. He is a good man to look up to.
But that's just it. He was a man.
He's like, aren't we all?
What? Besides the obvious, what kind of man was he? What was his life like?
Like, sit back down. And he pours himself another drink, and he actually hands you one this time, and he's like, there was about a dozen of us in the early stages of the art forces, if you will. This is the best way to describe it. And a lot of us were like brothers. But he was definitely always the voice of reason. Amidst all the chaos, amidst all the tempers, he was the voice of reason. Unless he was throwing out jokes. Then he always knew exactly where to hit. But he was a good man. He had a family. He lost the family in the Civil War. And then he went into training, hoping that raising future generations into just and moral decency would kind of repair the hole in his heart. It hasn't repaired it yet, but he definitely finds solace in raising young ones.
Interesting. Enerzil the man.
Why does that trouble you?
It doesn't trouble me, it's just, I don't know, it's unusual. I'll have to ponder on it a bit more.
He's like, yeah, he's like, you'll have to forgive me. I don't often fraternize with really anyone. He's like, thank you for your time. And he does escort you out and reciprocates your wanting to leave.
Thank you, sir. And I'll bow and make a formal exit.
Okay. And he will bow and, close the tent behind you, and he pokes his head back out, and he's like, and, oh, one more thing. He's like, ooh. He's like, I did not drink that much yet, and throws the cup over his shoulder. He's like, you and your party are more than welcome to join me to go see the World Builder. He's like, I would actually feel a lot better about it if you guys would come with me.
I think that would settle a lot of curiosities. Thank you very much, sir.
Then I will see you in the morning. And closes the tent, and the soldiers kind of, they do their, okay, he's going to bed. Bye.
Bye. And, I'll make my way back to the the guest tent, and I'll grab Natters on the way. I'll say, I was not going to be too happy, but I think we're going to have to send you back to Grandpa for a while. Not tonight. Maybe in the morning. I've got to decide what I've got to write in my page. Okay?
Natters acknowledges, and then he kind of scruffles with your face a bit. Stays perched on your shoulder while you go back to the tent.
I pretty much just go down for the night.
Okay. Aya. Alright.
Hey, video.
Alright.
I'm here.
So you're outside of the tent and you see Zunori leave. And you sneak under one of the tent flaps.
Yay.
And the Prime Minister is sobbing over more drink. On his bed. He's on his bed, but he's sobbing and he's drinking more.
Can I sneak up on him?
Roll for stealth. Oh, I gotta give you a DC too.
That's not the right die. That's like the 4th time I've done it tonight. 19.
Okay, and what do you want to do?
I'm gonna poke him in the neck with the hairpin. It has the knockout potion on it.
It does.
It does.
It does.
It does.
So...
He's on his bed. If he wasn't on his bed, I would have waited. I'm not an asshole.
So, how are you going to approach him with your hairpin? Poisoned hairpin.
I'm gonna, like, fly up along the top of the tent and just kind of, like, kamikaze bomb behind him. Is that not the right answer?
I need you to roll a dexterity check.
Okay. Do I add the little plus thing underneath?
Yep.
20. Dirty.
So you fly along the top of the... Also roll perception for me real quick, so I know how to narrate this from your perspective.
$21.
So you're flying along the top of the tent, sneaking along, you presume really well. He doesn't seem to be paying any attention to you. He does kind of glance to the side, but he doesn't look directly at you. And as you're midway through kamikaze diving him, like a not an asshole mosquito, you get held in midair by Aether, and he turns around and looks at you directly on. And he's like, is there something I can help you with, little one? And you are stuck in midair. You try to fly out of it, but you are stuck.
Perfect. I was just going to see what I could find. I wasn't going to take anything, to be clear. We don't really know anything about you guys.
And he's like...
You kind of have taken us in a little too easily, to be honest.
And he's like, well, to be honest, do you see anyone else touring the area?
Fair enough.
He's like, well, you are welcome to whatever I have. I did not bring much with me.
I was just looking for, like, maps or something. Are you okay, though? I was going to wait until you went to sleep, but nobody should sit and wallow in their own misery.
He lets you go and he kind of pats on the bed right next to him.
And I'll go and sit on the bed.
Okay. And he's like, time doesn't heal all wounds as it should, I suppose.
Time isn't supposed to heal all wounds. That's just something nice that people say to try and make people feel better because they don't understand and they don't want to deal with whatever the person's going through. You feel it because you're supposed to feel it. It's not always supposed to get better. It means that you have empathy and that you experience something that helped shape you into who you are and that clearly served you well.
So it is not a bad thing that I still love her even though she's gone.
No. It sucks that you're still sad about it, obviously. But there's nothing wrong with still feeling sad about it. People don't want to deal with emotions, whether it be their own or others. And that's why you see so many people in denial about so many things. But your love shows that you're capable of goodness. And it shows in what I've seen of you. Trust but verify is always a good thing, right? But you lead with your heart. You're doing this even though you could have put somebody else in the situation and had it handled by somebody else. Could you not? Your love for her helped you have love for others, your country, your world, and you're willing to put yourself in danger because of it.
He's nodding and he's, of course, crying. And he's like, you are wise beyond your years. It's like, thank you.
Hopefully it feels a little bit better because you got to talk about it and realize that you don't have to not feel it.
He's like, well, I haven't talked about her in a long time. I haven't been allowed to talk about her in a long time. But this has helped a lot. Thank you.
Well, I'm around if you decide you need to talk about something else anymore. And I'm not going to judge you for it either, because I know how some people can be. And I'm going to reach into my bag and I'm going to give them a flower. And then I'm going to go to leave and I'm going to say, don't need to look at any of it anymore. This was my verification. Let me know if you need anything else.
He's like, will do. Where are you going?
Campfire. I have to meet up with Moshi. I did steal other shit today. I mean.
All right, campfire. Campfire crew. Where are you at?
Campfire crew. Yes. Holy moly, wow. Like, can we talk sometime? Because I've got some issues too.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm here for you all.
Sweet. That was awesome.
So I guess we'll be sitting by the fire, just kind of like me and Moshi hanging out.
I'll come, flying over. I'll reach into my bag and be like, here, Moshi, have some jerky.
Sweet.
Doesn't ask questions, just eats it.
I have something else to show you later, too. But let's worry about your flower thing first. What kind of flower stuff do you think she'd like? I had an idea, but I want to see what you think.
I don't know. What do you think a crafter would like?
Well,
something unique.
Yeah.
Something unique. Something magical and different from what they have, right? And because she's a crafter, I'm assuming she needs some type of range of motion, so nothing too restrictive. I was thinking like a little tunic top made out of flowers, and I can try and revive them. That way they stay alive. And then she's got a living flower top that she can keep.
Sweet.
Then her arms are free and she can craft, and the shirt won't die. And then she's got like a little piece of magic she can't do herself.
Okay, let's do this.
Okay. And so I'm going to show you how to weave flowers, I guess. And I'll
All
do most of
right.
it, and you can do part of it.
Cool. I'm in.
Do you know what color she wants? Because let's see, I have pink, yellow, purple, and I think I have white, right? I think I have white.
Pink, yellow, purple, white.
Yeah.
Let's do purple.
Okay. So I'm going to like grab all the purple flowers out of the bag. And I'm going to show you how to like weave the stems together so that all the flowers like lay flat. And we're going to do like a bunch of rows of those.
Notice as she's doing this, she's pulling the flowers out of her bag, and some of them have begun to die and stuff like that, but she's reviving them as she touches them, seemingly naturally, seemingly without noticing. She's just reviving flowers as she touches them.
That's awesome.
Sorry.
How do you do that?
I mean, technically I am a flower.
Yeah, it makes sense.
But I mean, I'm also tied to the earth element, right? Earth is generally where things live. You either get your food from them, they provide air from the plants and stuff. So it'd be earth magic. Though I think it'd be cool if we could try and like see if I can combine it with other elements at some point.
Well, if you're looking for fire.
We could see if maybe we can make like a little fire flower charm to do
Ooh.
like a necklace.
That'd be awesome.
I might be able to pitch in.
Ooh,
Yes.
fun.
Okay, describe to me really quick what you're trying to make again. Just the fire necklace thing. Just describe it.
So I want to take one of the flowers that I'm reviving, right? And have it be like a little flower pendant, like where you generally have like the chains and you got the little pendant. And then see if we can like infuse fire into it so that it has some like a glow or like luminescence, maybe like around the edges or something.
Okay.
Mm.
I want you all, since Soren is pitching in as well, to roll Arcana.
Oh boy.
18.
5.
So no. I got a 13, so.
So, you guys kind of huddle together and are working with this flower necklace together. And it seems to work for a little bit. But then the part of the flower that you tried to infuse with fire eventually burns up.
Huh.
Worked for a couple of seconds, but then it just burned.
We'll have to try again at some point because that'd be really cool if we can start infusing the flowers with other elements anyways.
Agreed.
But we do have the top for tomorrow. And because it's
Sounds
made out of
good.
living flowers, it'll stretch a little bit. That way we don't have to have the sizing exact.
I am now resigned since I failed so horribly, so.
It was an experiment!
Made out of magic.
Oh.
We'll have to see if maybe we can combine it differently. Because, like, plants are designed to burn. I think fire in general is just, like, a hard way to, like, combine magic,
Yeah.
I love you guys. Is there anything else you guys would like to do for the night?
I think I'm gonna call it a night. Sleep off the disappointment in myself.
Excuse me. I have to talk to Aya about stuff. Hi, kitty.
Can I
Oh my
like
gosh.
find a tent or something?
Yeah, we have a guest tent for all of us to sleep in.
Alright, I'm gonna go and just, resign. what's the word? Retreat to the tent.
retreat in disappointment back to the sort floats in disappointment.
Oh no.
And,
Oh no.
yeah, there's 4 in the tents. It's a larger tent, but there's 4 beds, 2 and 2 along each walls, and then there's a walkway through and through. And then there's flaps on each end. So Soren goes in, and Zinori and Ivania are already in 2 of them, and he just sits, between the 2 beds on the far end and just rock them in disappointment. Alright. And at this point, there are a couple of soldiers doing patrols, but most everyone's turned in for the night. So it is just you 2.
I got into the priest bag. That's where the jerky is from.
In the the priest?
Yeah. You made enough of a commotion that everyone was distracted. I took advantage. I grabbed a couple of things, but I also grabbed a personal journal.
Oh, well, do read. I will pay attention this time.
Go, Rochelle, go!
Fine! Hold on. Alright, so I didn't pre-write it, but this personal journal is actually a lot longer than Nillian's journal. And you know what? No. A lot of the contents are notes and observations. He is definitely along the memory path, but heavier on the ceremony. And so a lot of the entries are he oversaw the ceremony of this individual. And this individual was a farmer who, had 2 brothers, no kids, whatever. And that makes up the majority of the journal, is all of these different entries about ceremonies he's overseen. He's also put in a couple of entries to another individual, a suite, that he is sweet on. And this gentleman seems to be also in the Hall of Memory, but as a scribe. So he tends to be locked in study most of the time, and they're in 2 different sectors of essentially the same line of work, and it tears at him. So
do those entries say how to do the ceremonies, or just say that he did a ceremony?
They just say he did a ceremony, and about the individual that was being honored at the ceremony.
Okay.
Is there a name?
Oh, there's hundreds. Yeah, there's several.
No, of the sweetie.
Of the sweetie. The sweetie's name is Phasmir.
Spelling.
Fazmir.
Okay, cool.
Is there anything else of note in there? Maybe about the current journey, or something I could possibly learn how to do, or other areas affected? Like,
nothing that you don't already know.
Bummer.
Not for nothing.
Oh well, worth a shot.
We can try to do the fire flower again if you want before we go to bed.
Okay.
Alright, roll Arcana again. Both of you.
That's a 13 again.
25.
What?
Oh wait, it's a natural 20. I don't add. My bad.
So it was about to disintegrate again, and you managed to stave it off for a little bit longer, and after about 30 seconds, it does disintegrate again, eventually. But you did get it to last a little bit longer.
Is it because of, like, is it my end? Like, is it the fire? Or is it, like, do we know why it keeps dying?
It's safe to assume that, or presume that fire in itself is a super wild element.
Yeah.
So it is the vessel in which it is trying to be restricted into that is unable to house it.
Okay. Interesting.
We'll have to try something a little hardier, plant-wise on my end, maybe, instead of, like, the pretty flowers I've been picking. And, like, maybe an aspect of fire rather than fire itself, and see if that works at some point.
Okay.
I'm gonna get it figured out. But let's go to bed.
Yeah. I think after a good night's sleep, we'll be refreshed in the morning, ready to go.
Alright, so you guys return to the guest tents without incidents, and everyone is sleeping, and that...
Except me.
And Moshi
Soren,
goes to sleep and dreams of floating dreams.
Soren.
It's just gonna be really quick. I'm just gonna be, as they come in, they'll see me sat basically like cross-legged on the ground with Nishardi out on the ground and my longsword sitting on top of it. I've got like both my hands resting on the top of them, and I'm just kind of focusing. I'm attempting to do my warlock thing and
So you're meditating, but you're not rock.
Exactly. I'm
okay.
Meditating, and I'm, focusing my energy and my magic into the two swords on the ground. It's a warlock thing. It's not like a
It's just a warlock thing. It's fine.
Just a warlock thing. Don't mind me.
Just doing some cool shit here on the floor. Like So, with your warlock thing, is there anything you need to do?
I don't. It's a thing. It says I have to just focus on it over the course of a short rest, and I took a rest earlier, and I probably should have done it then, but I'm just gonna do it now before going to sleep.
before you do a long rest.
Exactly.
This is fair. All right. Well, you can consider in the morning all of your faculties restored.
Awesome. All right. Thank you.
All right. With that, we will bookmark the session. We will call it a night.
Woo!
Literally, figuratively, in game, and literally, we will call it a night. And I guess we will be in the Discord, in the Talk Nerdy to Me chat. And like I said, if you're in the Denver area, hit me up. I will be out and about all weekend, doing all sorts of event shenanigans and probably crazy makeup because I know jack crap about makeup and we shall see. But with that being said, stay safe, stay nerdy, and we'll see y'all next week. Bye.